one of the things we know is that as the pace of change and the amount of change increases, the amount of leadership capacity needed inside of an organization is there. So very strong correlation between change and leadership. We also know that we are in a world today of what we would call constant fast-paced change. So we are in a world where, the pace of change is accelerating. So things that typically changed over a year or a couple of years are now changing in a quarter or a half year. So very, very fast-paced change. The other thing is it's constant. It's our belief that it's never going to stop. So we're in a world where leadership capacity and leadership is going to be very, very important. We also believe very strongly that leadership is changing, the nature of leadership is changing because of the pace and the constancy of change as we move forward. So there's a label, and some of you may have very well have heard this label before, the notion we call VUCA. VUCA means volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And essentially, we are saying that we are now living in a world where those four areas are the norms that we're leading with or working with inside of organizations. And we believe that leaders of the future have to be very strong and capable in a VUCA world. Thus, the sort of overarching theme of our program, which is leading in a VUCA world or leading in a world full of challenge, change, and complexity. Yeah. Allie.
Morning, everybody. And yeah, what I love particularly about this slide and what speaks to me about this kind of leadership is you see here there's a kind of a boat going through this whitewater conditions. And much like we may have thought, for many of us, leadership has looked in the past like, I'm going to go into this situation, I'm going to make a plan, and I'm going to execute on my plan. Part of what I love about this slide and kind of what this speaks to us about is that even as it is good to make a plan and good to have something that we anticipate being able to execute on in a certain way, once we get into the rapid of the context that we're in, it's likely going to require us to be agile and responsive in a way that relies on a different skill set or a different set of capacities. So we have to be able to read the river in a different way or read the context. We've got to be agile in our responsiveness. So what I love about this picture is it really shows that we go into leadership with a certain set of expectations or a plan about what we might encounter. And then lo and behold, when we get into it, it may feel like this sometimes. And so what we're really looking at is how to be in that situation and be not only successful, but thriving in that particular context.
Yeah. Thanks, Allie.